Map of Burkina Faso. Okay, this is a concave mask. The only significant description of northern-style Mosse mask in use in a traditional context was published in 1917 by the French ethnographer and colonial administrator Louis Tauxier. Tauxier's description has been cited repeatedly over the past 70 years and has often been badly misunderstood. Tauxier's very thorough and important study was the product of almost 3 years' labor in Yatinga from September 1913 to July 1916. In the short section devoted to religious societies, Tauxier writes, "The Mose Nakomse do not have wangos, masks, such as the name which is given to the members of religious societies in Yatinga, and not only in Yatinga, however, throughout all Mose country. It is the Fulses Karumba who form the religious societies, as they provide Tingsobas and most other fetish priests. Yet, because the two groups, Mose and Fulse, are superposed and complement each other, it is possible to say after a fashion that the Mose have wangos, being sure to note that in serving for both, they are furnished by the Fulses. Dances are performed in a special costume composed of a sort of skirt in black fibers, blackened with beredo, manufactured from the local hemp, berenga. It might be described as a long skirt made of the tails of black horses, large pom-pom tassels made of the same thread, yet of a pale ochre yellow color, are placed around the waist, around the upper portion of the black skirt, and form a kind of rude tutu. Beneath this is worn a kind of small vest without sleeves, rust-colored, with two wide holes through which the arms are passed, and a hole for the head. Finally, the dancer places over his face a wooden mask pierced with two holes, with a median line between the eyes, without nose, without mouth. The mask is surmounted by an immense blade of wood between 1.5 and 2 meters in height, on which are drawn geometric designs, lines, curves, triangles, zigzags, all marked in white, kaolin, and red. I have forgotten to mention that these masks are also surmounted by vertical horns, straight and tall, which no doubt form the heads of antelopes. These are three Mose here, wearing what it appears to be concave masks, or plank masks, concave plank masks. Okay, so now here is the point of this whole presentation. Based on their reading of Tauxier, a number of scholars have concluded that Mose do not have masks, that all Mose masks are made by the Fulse, Karumba, and that the masks in the area are used by a Wango society. In fact, Tauxier meant that the Nakomse political rulers do not use masks, that the Karumba who have been dominated by the Nakomse and have been integrated into Mose society make and use masks, and that the masks and the people who use them are called Wango, or in the plural, Wando. Okay? The Karumba who have been dominated by the Nakumse and have been integrated into Mose society make and use masks. Okay? And the masks and the people who use them are called Wango, or Wango meaning masked men, or or masked man, or in the plural, Wando, meaning masked men. So the people who use them are called Wango, or in the plural, Wando. Okay? Wango is the Mure word for mask and the performers who wear them. Yet masks are owned by families, not secret societies. The Wango Society has often been mentioned in the popular literature on African art. Does not exist according to them. Okay, now it's important to note, I want to go back to the map. It's important to highlight that the autochthonous people here, the Bisa, were not fully assimilated into Mose states. Okay, not fully. We know that they're the Mose's king line, or so to speak, colloquially speaking, or Mago Naba, he's Bisa. Okay, his progeny is Bisa, the ones that even up until this day still run the Mose Empire. Those are Bisa patrilineal, the Bisa patrilineally. Okay, so again, the Bisa were not fully assimilated into Mose society. So the dichotomy in the case of Wango or Wando is between the lineage, meaning the invading the Gomba, their progeny with Bisa women, and its semi-member relative. It's semi-non-member relative, rather. That is to say, all Bisa people, since only Tenga BC use masks, meaning Wando, right? That includes the Karumba. See, we have to learn who these people are. So, only Nakumse use figures now, meaning the Nakumse, you're singling out the Dagomba people as the Nakumse. Okay, these people aren't a part of the mask culture or the Wando culture. Okay, so when we saying Nakomse, we're singling them out. We're not saying with Drago, who is Mose, who is the Mogo Naba. He's over everybody, even the Dagomba cavalrymen, his progeny, his line. Okay, we're mostly referring, when we say Nakomse, we're referring to the Gomba people patrilineally. Okay, so only Nakomse use figures during political celebrations. That is to say, only the Gomba people use figures during political celebrations, right? Technically, however, from the dichotomy here and what I researched, that is, while not diminishing the existing role descendants of the Gomba invaders contributed throughout Mose history, Bisa people, because I don't want to do that, Bisa people can be considered both Nakomse because of Wedrago, Zungrana, Rawa, Lompo Diaba, and other sons, as well as the descendants, Ubri and his 333 descendants, so on and so forth, all the way up to this very day. They can be as a result of them, all Bisa people can be considered Nakomse, children of the Nam, right and power to be rulers, while already Tingsobadamba, chief priests of the earth, and Tenga Bisi, children of the earth, respectively. Okay, so the Bisa can be considered all of that. Bisa, Mose, Garusi, Bobo, Bois, Samo, Gurumanche, and other Burkina peoples establish identity patrilineally. Again, with Drago descending patrilineally from Bisa, who are already Tingso Badamba, chief priests of the land, and Tenga Bisi, children of the earth, originates the first Magonaba, world ruler and progeny and prophet, passed down to his line of descendants perhaps until this very day, establishing Nakomse, Naam, right and power to rule through the Bisa line, hence establishing Bisa people as altogether Nakomse with Naam, right and power to rule, in addition as existing Tingsobadamba and Tingabisi, chief priests and children of the land respectively. This divine right grants Bisa people the access into two opposing, especially mutually exclusive or contradictory groups or entities, the Nakomse and Tingsobadamba of Tingabisi. Okay, now again, although the Mose call all mass Wango, plural, Wando, they use a term that's different, known as Karanga, plural Karanse, to distinguish the tall plank-top mask from Yatenga from the smaller zoomorphic mask from the southwest. In addition, the masks that bear a female figure called Karenwemba, Wemba mask, Kareneda, person mask, or simply Waneda, a contraction of Wango and Neda, person. Okay, zoomorphic, we're talking about animal masks in human form, animal masks that are, made in a human form or take on a human form, okay? So those, it says there are at least three major substyles in the north that correspond to the zones of occupation of the Karumba and the Dogon. These substyles are defined by the use of a convex or concave mask face and by the height and breadth of the vertical plank. So there's a lot that goes into these masks. As you see, these are just not, Play-Doh, or just clay that you just doing whatever with. Okay, and just to note, this is the convex style mask. Okay, so now to get into, as we see here, Carolina, South Carolina, Wando. Okay, pronounced Wando. Now, this is a source here. This is a website that you can go to, and they have a map that I didn't want to show for copyright reasons. Okay, now starting here, Wando. This Native American group lived along the Cooper and Wando rivers, northwest of Charleston Bay. Their real name was probably Oueanto, roughly meaning swamp water people in Muskogean. They may or may not have been true Muskogeans, even though they were allied with definite Proto-Creek tribes to the south. Ceramics found along the Cooper and Wando rivers suggest that the Wando have been in South Carolina at least 1,200 years. Okay, and it says they may be indigenous Siouans who fully absorbed Muskogean culture when Muskogeans moved into the region. Alternatively, they may represent the first wave of Muskogeans to arrive in South Carolina.